Tired of the tax season headache? Laborally Bookkeeping is here to make your tax preparation simple and stress-free. We ensure maximum deductions and accurate filing, so you keep more of your hard-earned money. Don't wait. Get peace of mind for your personal and business taxes. Book your tax appointment today at laborallybookkeeping.com.
What if the background music in your business could do more than just fill silence? What if it could actually increase sales, build customer loyalty, and define your brand? Our mission is simple: to help businesses like yours succeed by harnessing the strategic power of sound. We believe the right music can be a game changer, and we're going to prove it.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this video and on the Ambitiously the Podcast YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect the opinion of our and Ambitiously the Podcast YouTube channel. All topics are for entertainment purposes only. TVMA, viewer discretion is advised. All commentary is alleged.
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back, family. Welcome back to Ambitiously the Podcast. Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Um, Welcome back to the Wiretap. I am your host, Labor Lee, aka Cat Lee Wool, and I want to continue on this journey. Today is the Wiretap. So we're on a journey right now to get to the nitty gritty of some things, because that's what we do on the Wiretap. And I've already said a billion times so far. Well, not a billion, but a lot of times so far, what we do on the Wiretap. And on the Wiretap, what we do is, if you have a court case, or some kind of files. Hi, Doc. First of all, let me shout out my booze first. Hi, Rock. I saw you. I was just trying to get some things in order before we got started, but I saw you, boo. Hi, Doc, Honeybee. I see you too, boo. Listen, so I want to get back into some things with these files. It's very important to discuss, and I have my reasonings for why this is very important to me. And I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But before we get into that, let's get into this. Listen, you can always, 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 always join the conversation by calling the number 443-551-5963, 443-551-5963. If you call that number, know that you will be live on air, so be mindful, please. Especially if you call before 9:50 or so. Um, you can also shoot us a text on this number, and I will read that out loud. Or you could drop a comment, and I'll read that out loud as well. So just so you know how we do things around here. There are a million ways to get in contact with me, but I'm going to give you two because I feel like you only need a slight nudge. Contact at ambitiouslyent.com, contact at ambitiouslyent.com, or you can hit us up on our Gmail account, which is ambitiouslythepodcast at gmail.com, ambitiouslythepodcast@gmail.com. Make sure you check out our website, www.ambitiouslyent.com, www.ambitiouslyent.com. And while you're over there, join the coffee community so we can get it popping. I'll explain more about that a little bit later. I always tell you guys, this will not cost you a thing, baby. And it lets them know that you know that we know that you know that we know that you know that we are here. And so just, hit the like button. It's not going to cost you anything to hit the like button. But make sure you like, share, and subscribe, okay? The rest we'll get to a little later. Let me clear my throat. We in for one tonight. So this case, why is it important to me? I feel like I should discuss that part first. And it's important to me because I am a mother first. I'm a mother of a 14-year-old young lady, and I couldn't imagine anybody doing half of the things that I've read thus far in these documents. I couldn't imagine those things being done to my daughter. I don't want to imagine those things being done to my daughter. So when it comes to cases like this, yeah, I'm on it, and I'm probably going to come, if I have to, come back to it a couple of times. Just the burning in our brains that children should never be on the table. And that's no pun intended. But we're going to talk a lot tonight about power on this show. We're going to talk about that. Who has it? How they use it? How they hide it? We're going to talk about those things. But lately, the hiding part just got a whole lot harder, which is amazing. I love that. I love that for us. We are currently living through what I'm calling the receipt apocalypse. If you got the receipts, it's over for you. You done. Unless you've been living under a rock for the last few months, you know that the Department of Justice has been dumping millions of pages, and honey, when I say millions, I mean millions of pages of the Epstein files. We got into a little bit of that last week, and so we're continuing on this week. Thanks to the Transparency Act signed late last year, we're talking 3 million documents. I said it was a lot. 3 million documents, thousands of videos, and a whole lot of names that were supposed to stay in the dark forever. They're coming off slowly but surely. So today on the Wiretap, we're cutting through the noise. We're looking at who is actually in these files, what the documents really say, why certain people in Washington are still trying to keep the black box over the most damning parts of these documents. We're going to talk about all of that this evening, so let's get into it. Oh. First things first, the names. For years, the internet was obsessed with the list. We wanted to know who was on the flight list, which I still have to this day. We wanted to know who did what, where they was doing it. And I'm going to be honest with you. The reason why I'm gonna have to get back into these documents, but I had to do it a little bit differently tonight, is because it's a lot to take in. Um, but we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it, even showing video. I'm gonna give you all of that. Um, but we've been very interested in what's been going on with the list. Well, the list is here. It's definitely here, but it's more like a library. I don't know that it's just a list anymore. Just this week, things got heated on the House floor. Representatives I want to say it right, Kohana and Thomas Massey went down the DOJ, went down to the DOJ, Department of Justice, looked at the redacted files that we don't really get to see because there's a lot of redacted files, and basically said, wait a minute, why are these specific names still blacked out for the public? Because all of it should be public record, right? So Koana actually used his Congress privilege to read 6 names into the record that the DOJ had tried to hide. We're talking about Leslie Wexner, which is the Victoria's Secret billionaire. Sultan Ahmed bin I'm gonna mess this up. Sulayem, a Dubai logistics mogul. Nicola Caputo, Salvatore Nora, Zarab Malik. These names are crazy, so just excuse me if I'm butchering them. My Kalad, I don't know how to say that, and Leonic Leonic or Leonic Leonovo. All of these are foreign names, which is crazy. It's not. If you all right, we'll talk about that. I don't know my feelings about that in a hot second. But now, to be clear, being in the file doesn't automatically mean a crime was committed. That's not what that means. But the question we're asking on the wiretap is, why are these names specific men? Why are the names of these specific men protected? Why did it take 2 congressmen to physically go to secure a secure room to force these names into the light? Those are the questions. What is it? Now, I don't know if you remember a while back, I did when we first started talking about the Epstein files. We did have a small, tiny portion of our conversation. We did discuss the fact that people had a certain allotted amount of time to get in contact with the Department of Justice so that their names would be redacted, so that they would not be included. The next question is, though, what did they have to do to ensure that their names were not included? And you know how certain entities, you know, certain ones whose names were mentioned in these files over 1,000 times, is doing business right now. Now, if he's doing business like that right now, who else is doing business like that right now? He feels like he could get away with it because he is right now in power. He's the leader of this country. Who else? Who else? Like, what did they have to do to get their names redacted off these documents? I have that is one of the dot moments for me, because like how certain names were obviously allowed to be put out there, but what about the other names? Why weren't they allowed to be put out there? That's the real question. I would really like to know. I would really like to know. So that's that. But then you have the heavy hitters. The files confirmed that we've what we've suspected about the webs of power. So we talked. I just spoke to him. Um, hold on. I'm sorry. Hold 1 second, y'all. I gotta do this really quickly. Okay. I think, okay, cool. I had the communication. Anyway, so like I said, the files confirm what we've suspected about the web of power. That's a very, very intricate part of the situation. So we have Donald Trump. He's mentioned hundreds, over 1,000 times. The files include a 50th birthday book for Epstein, where Trump allegedly drew a picture and wrote a poem. Trump denies it, but the files also show his legal team was in the talks with the Epstein's team back in 2009. So we know that part, right? Um, we know that part. Then we have the Clintons. The Clintons, they perplex me a little bit, just a little bit, a tad bit, and I'll tell you why in a second. But we have Bill and Hillary, and they're all over the documents. In fact, the House Oversight Committee just voted to hold them in contempt because they're refusing to testify about their ties. Not holding them in, and Hillary is a lawyer, so this looks weird. Oh well, she was a lawyer first before she she's still a lawyer technically. So this is crazy. Anyway, um, why don't they want to testify? Now, at first, they came out and said, "Yeah, we'll testify to our ties to Epstein." But why all of a sudden now they don't want to testify? Is it because of what we read in those documents last week? Is that why? Hillary, it looks they've always had talks about these people though. Remember Pizzagate? So yeah, you looking a little suspect right about now. But let's move on. So the Silicon Valley connection. This part is wild. We're seeing emails from Elon Musk, Bill Gates, those two. And these are some of the richest men in the country, which is why the power dynamic is a discussion tonight because these are some of the richest men in the country. For Musk, there's the correspondence about wild parties on the island. For Gates, there are some truly messy draft emails Epstein wrote, allegedly trying to blackmail him over an affair. So he dabbled, and then Epstein started trying to blackmail him about his dabbling. Interesting. And it goes back to what we were saying about the whole Puffy thing and him having cameras. This is how they operate. This is what they do. It's a scary place, and the music industry is a scary place in Hollywood. But I think the scariest place would be in politics. I think that not. I say politics because although Epstein was not a politician, he had ties to a lot of high power individuals. Obviously, obviously. Um, and a lot of those individuals, or a few of those individuals, had everything to do with politics. You got the Clintons, you got Bill and Hillary. Bill was the president. I believe Hillary was a senator. See what I'm saying? That man had his hands in everybody's pockets, and everybody did what he wanted them to do. So he was shut. I can't even curse yet. So he was shut up. You feel me? And that's real talk. But real talk. So it paints a picture of Epstein not just as a criminal, but a power broker who used dirty dirt as currency. He used dirt as currency. Like he used that. He knew. I wonder who taught him his little underhanded skills because it didn't come from birth. It couldn't have come from birth, but he used that to juggle these people around and to make them do exactly what it was that he wanted them to do. Um, so that's that. So needed a swig of water. Mouth getting dry. Um, so let's talk about the cost of sloppy transparency. Let's talk about that. Now, here is the part that really hits home for us at Ambitiously. While the Department of Justice was accidentally protecting billionaires, accidentally, I wish you could see my quote unquote fingers, accidentally. Oh, thank you, Doc, because shit, this is hard to get through without one cuss word. You don't know how hard it is for me to do this without, because I almost let one fly and I had to catch myself. But while the DOJ was accidentally, I wish you could see my quote unquote, protecting billionaires with redactions, they were incredibly sloppy with the victims. Weirdness, right? So how is it that these high power individuals, their names can be redacted, but the victims of these crimes, their names aren't redacted? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna show you next Wednesday. I'm gonna go through and show y'all. I just wanted to get to this part first because this is how I really feel at this point. And then I'll show you later on why I feel the way I feel, right? But why is it that these high powered players, it was really, really hard for me not to let the word fly. It was coming. I felt it in my soul. I had to stop myself. But how are they redacted but the victims aren't? Don't you find that weird? Isn't that suspicious? I find it very weird. Why is that? Why is that not a thing? It's weird to me. But anyway, it's just weird. Really weird. So the January 2026 release was a disaster. The DOJ accidentally posted redacted nude images of victims and left the social security numbers and home addresses of survivors visible in keyword searches. Now, accidentally, I got my quotation marks going up right now. It's such a strong word. I don't necessarily think that was an accident, to be honest with you. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Because what photo, nude images, and they're unredacted of victims and their social security numbers and their home addresses. How is that accidental? How does that accidentally happen? So if they can be exposed, why can't these other motherfuckers be exposed? Like, that makes no sense. So think about it. The government claims they need redactions to protect privacy, yet they expose the very people Epstein exploited. Crazy work. While blacking out the names of the men who were on his planes, it's the same old story. The system protects the predator and polices the prey. Like seriously, like they protect the predators and they police the prey. Why? Let me see what Doc said. Doc said, I think they did it on, yeah, I think this was purposely done that way. And it's possibly because y'all heard what we said, some of what we read. We heard some situations where people were saying that they were threatened that if it ever came to the light, that they would do this and they would do that. So, and one of the people throwing the threats was, the man who is supposed to be the leader of the free world right now. Not doing a great job of it, but yeah. A lot of those alleged threats, because we don't know, we weren't there, but a lot of those alleged threats came from him. So I really think it was like on purpose. I don't think anything that they are doing is accidental. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Like it's to me, incredible to me that you can make an accident so that of that like of that magnitude where nudes are being exposed, but the names aren't. That's crazy. Doc said, I watched the DOJ Attorney General Pam Bonnie testify. I see cover up. Shaking my head. Yes, that's all. Thank you, Doc, because that's really where I was going with it. It just where you say it's a transparency act. Where's the transparency? I'm sitting. I looked at the. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna pull it back up because I did have it up on my screen earlier, but I stopped looking because I'm not gonna lie. It does become overwhelming to read some of the stuff that I read, and then because the files are available, and if you want to see the files, I'm gonna bring them up next week. But if you want to see the files, you can. You could just go to the Department of Justice website. Um, because again, remember, all of these things are supposed to be available to the public. So they have what they call the Epstein Library. When you go onto the site, they ask you, are you 18 years or older? Right? Of course, say yes, verify your age, right? Um, and hold on, this is not the one I wanted though. But they're gonna ask you if you're old enough. And so of course you gotta verify that part. You gotta go in there and be like, yeah, I'm old enough. Now the FBI also has a vault as well. So you know. So it's it's two different places that you can go and get some insight. Um okay, here we go. So let me just start by saying there are, hold on, I want to get right, 3 website pages full of files. Some of them are bullshit. I ain't gonna lie. Like some of them just got like Facebook logos on them and shit like that. But there are three pages of just Epstein files alone. 3. So the way they do it is they make it to where as though you're gonna get tired of looking. I'll never get tired of looking. So y'all know. I'm nosy that way. I want to see all this shit. I want every drop of it. I do, I do, I do. I want to see it. You're not gonna keep me away. Like, nah. Because if we have men like this, and then the other reason why I'm very invested in this conversation, because I'll say this um, as a woman, I was a young girl once, and when I was a young girl, when I was a teenage girl, there were men who preyed on me, grown men. I'm stupid and dumb and young. I'm thinking, oh, he like, but really, I was being preyed on, and I didn't look at it like that because I just thought I was, being grown or whatever. But I don't, I think that these young ladies need somebody to look out for them. Doc said Trump administration trying to scare the survivors. That's big. Oh, I gotta give you this real quick because yes, that is exactly not that, not that. I'm sorry to roar at you, Doc, but I gotta give you this. Yes, that's exactly what I think it is. I think that is why we have nude photos of these survivors. All this other stuff is videos of him chasing young girls around the kitchen. It's like so. It's weird. Um, it's weird. It's weird. Um, but there are so many files. They are gonna ask you to verify if you go in there though that you are a grown person. Um, so that because what you're gonna be looking at is not for children at all. I mean, photos of this man with children. They got all of those on there. I'm just telling y'all what I see real quick. Them on a yacht. him there, other people there, but the photos, some of the photos are redacted. You can't see some of the faces. Um, then you have more pictures of him on the yacht with these young ladies. They did redact those faces, which is a miracle. Thank you very much. You just oughta. More correspondence, which some of these we will be going through because there are a lot of them, and I don't think that we have to take our time with them. So I'll probably pull a few of them, and we'll go through them and we'll talk about what it is that we feel and think about it. But it's just so much here. Like there's a document I'm looking at right now where basically the whole document, well, the whole first page of the document is redacted. All email addresses redacted. Um, some correspondence you can read, but not all of it. It's just ridiculous. But the victims can be shown. They can be displayed. It's crazy. So they've given us plenty, plenty to go through. And we will be going through these documents and these statements because there's a lot of people implicated. Um, and I say it's a lot of people that are implicated in just the cover up period, like trying to cover it up. And that's why a lot of these names have been redacted because they tried to clean it up. This is why all that time, from the time that man got arrested and from the time that people was like, oh, Trump has something to do with it, he's involved. This is why we didn't get the files this is why we didn't get the files expeditiously. Thank Ti. I had to use that word. That's the proper that's the proper context of where that word fits. But this is why we did not get the documents or the files expeditiously because they knew that there was so much in these files that um all that I feel like I'm not saying this is actually what happened. I do not work for the Department of Justice. I am not a part of the Trump administration. Obviously, they would never let me in. But this is what my theory on why it took so long for us to just get what we've gotten. And my theory is because they were spending time redacting. All of their time was being spent redacting, redacting, redacting. And I told you it's like almost 3 million files. So that took a lot of time to redact. Um, a lot of time for redaction. A lot. But my question is who are we hiding? Who are we hiding? I mean, there are some people we know we can they've already been outed, but and then my question is why are those particular people the ones being outed but everybody else is covered up? I have questions. I do. Doc said it should be more arrests very soon. If not, something is wrong. Honestly, I would have to agree. What is why? Now, some people are going to be saved because you know why? Because they've been redacted. So, but um, I feel like there are a lot of people that should be arrested. Ghislaine should not be the only one in prison right now. Epstein was, but then they took him out. He's not there anymore. Um, okay, here's a document. Let me read this one really quick. We got a little bit of time. Let me read this one. This one was from 8/17. Well, yeah, 8/17, 2021. It was a Tuesday at 4:22 p.m. Memo filed. Um, I'm guessing by Leon Black, right? Call with um Jeannie Christensen. And so here's some thing. I guess this is like bullet points of the things that transpired. So blank asks for more background on the allegations, right? Attorney proffer. So this is what was stated. The victim was in her 30s at the time of the conduct. Meet Black so met Mr. Black at Epstein's NY townhouse sometime in the early 2000s, was working giving massages for a few months at Epstein's townhouse. The victim is supposed to be sending a photo of a woman the woman who introduced her to Epstein, described as a blonde and young. Now, if you don't know, a lot of those young ladies that were recruited over there were young and blonde, right? She met Epstein at his office in his townhouse, and he knew that she needed money and was a single mother. And he talked to her about how he could help her out with her money problems. She says that Epstein never forced himself on her. He tried to get her to take off her clothes, and when she said no, he didn't force it. He still paid her the $300. She also gave massages to other men in the townhouse, including Black. So Black is the person, one of the people that she has gripe with. I'm supposing she may have. This is they got this in parentheses. She may have had sexual conduct with others. Not clear. Epstein introduced her to Black as someone who could help her get a job. He was introduced as Black. She remembers details of where they were in the townhouse and where they met. Describes clearly the room that she gave the massages in. Now the Black allegation. Black, this is crazy, y'all. Black Black allegations. She was giving him a massage and he was on his stomach. At some point he turned around and said it was his turn to give her a massage. He got her on her back on the table, she recalls, having difficulty breathing. Was violently sexually assaulted, including by being bitten. Afterwards, he got dressed as if nothing happened. Blank asks whether she was paid for the massage. JC didn't know. So this is Mrs. Christensen's testimony. After that, Black called her and asked her to meet for drinks. She thinks they met at the St. Regis Hotel. He talked to her about her credit card debt, her family, etc. At some point, he gave her an envelope with $5,000 in it, cash, and says he hopes that it helped. He called her again, but she never him met met up with him again privately. They have had lunch on one other occasion. JC doesn't know how she extracted herself from the Epstein scene. She said that she met Ghislaine Maxwell a number of times at the townhouse. JC didn't have more details on that. Victim disclosed to a friend what had happened after the fact, very soon after. She is willing to speak to law enforcement, but is very concerned about her job. JC asked about phone messages unsealed in Maxwell's civil case that included messages from Leon Black, the victim's name redacted. And there's so much more. Like that's what I'm saying. We have so much to cover. It's ridiculous. That was just one document, and I felt like, I wanted to throw a little piece in there real quick, but we have so much to discuss. It's ridiculous. That was just one document. I told you there's so many. It's like there's 3 pages on the Department of Justice. It's called Data Set 12 Files. There are 3 pages of either photos, um, man, it's so much on here. It's crazy. But I'm interested to. I might take little breaks here and there and just talk about the things that we know so far, so that I can cleanse my palate a little bit, I guess, because it is a lot to take in to hear some of these stories. And like I said, we don't know that they're all true, but we know that they're alleged. And if they really happen, it's crazy. Let me see. Doc said, let me see. He said it should be more arrest. Oh, no, we read that one already. Yeah. So we're going to go through them. I'm going to really go through and pick the ones that we need to pick. I don't think I'm going to show certain photos because unless they're redacted, they should not be shown. Because no victim should be put on the stage in front and center on the stage. This is not fair. And especially because a lot of these other people who committed the crimes are not being put on the hot seat. Like, why should the victims be put on the hot seat? It's ridiculous to me. I don't think I'll ever understand. Well, I understand it, though. That's the weird part. I do understand it. I understand what is happening. And like you said, Doc, I'm going to go back to that comment because it's a very important comment that you made. They are trying to scare the survivors and the victims. And that's what it boils down to, because there is no reason in how that the predator should be redacted, but the victim shouldn't be. It's weird. It's real weird. And I hope that we all keep in mind that we must always, always pay attention. If you have children, if you don't have children, look out for your nephews, your nieces, your cousins, your siblings that are young and impressionable. Like, hold them close, like not in their kind of hold, but make sure you got them and you looking out for them, because it's a lot of weirdness going on, and who else is going to look out for them except for you? That's like, somebody got to do it, and I'm, for one, I'm standing on that. I'm going to be an advocate. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not sorry. Why the hell am I sorry? I'm not sorry. Somebody got to stand up for these babies. Shoot. Somebody got to stand up for these young impressionable people. Somebody got to stand up for the grown victims too. Like, they're victims too. Things happen to them as well. Older people. It should be somebody out here just standing up for victims, period. I don't care what age the victim is. Just, we gotta do better. We gotta do better. We do, because this is getting out of pocket. Anyway, it's time to calm some of this down. Listen, the wiretap is clear on this one. Transparency isn't about dumping data, it's about accountability. We're going to keep watching those 3 million pages. 3 million. Still waiting. We're still waiting for releases to be released. We haven't even gotten to the 3 million pages. Because if Ro Kohana can find 6 hidden billionaires in 2 hours, imagine what is in the rest of the files. Imagine he found 6 hidden billionaires in 2 hours. Who else you think is in there? I'm just saying. It's time for the love notes, y'all. Anybody watching from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Rumble, thank you so much. I love you. That's live love, or maybe replay love. I don't know how you're watching this, but however you're watching this, I love you. Thank you for watching this show. You guys are amazing. Um, it's time for me to get to my other people, my listening audience. They come from far and wide, across mountains and seas and oceans and rivers and lakes and valleys. They don't. They just hit the download button. But I love y'all for it. You guys are amazing. And man, I keep doing this because y'all keep showing up and showing me love. And I love y'all so much. I do. I really, really do. But it is time for the love notes. Uh, love notes is fitting because, again, they come from all over the world. So I can't walk in the face and be like, hey, I love you. So I'll send my love this way. It's a love note. How do we come up with the name Love Notes? I used to call it love. Doc used to call it show notes. We bickered, we bickered, we bickered. And then finally we realized that there's no love without compromise. So we came to the compromise and now we call it Love Notes. And I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. I think it's the most fitting title for this section ever. I would not change it. Doc also said I had a stack of papers the size of a composition notebook. I did not. It was a lot of papers, though. But in all fairness, there was a lot of cities, states, countries, and territories on those papers. Now we've narrowed it down to just the countries um, because it's too many countries for me to do cities and states too. So I love you guys so much, and I just want y'all to know. I I I want y'all to know you guys are amazing to me. That's what I want y'all to know. Let me get where I need to get because I need all my stuff, all of my stuff. Because I haven't fixed the list yet. I'm at the end of the school. This. I'm close. I'm almost finished, and then I'll get back on my thing. But for right now, we're gonna do it how we need to do it. But I don't have the papers anymore. I don't. Now we do it like this. Hi y'all. I love y'all. The visual list. New Guinea. Hi. Let's see. Let's see. Um, United Arab Emirates. Hi. Hey, y'all. Um, hmm. More. Give me more. Estonia. Panama. Hi. I love y'all. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I love my list. It's just so beautiful to me. It always makes me blush. I don't know why. It just makes me really blush really, really hard. But I love this list. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the love and support that y'all do show. Those of you that do show it. Um, I'm grateful for having you guys as audience members because you don't really have to come and listen, but you do. Although I do think, not to toot my own horn, that I do make some valid points sometimes. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes. Now, I could be off sometimes. I hope I said Romania. I feel like I feel like I said Romania, but I don't know. But we are all people living in this world, and some of us are a little less protected than others, and I think that we all need to stick together to ensure that everybody has the proper amount of protection that's needed for them to be, you know, stable human beings. I do. And I feel like everybody who does anything, any harm or wrong to other people should be condemned and punished. I do. I feel like they should be punished. There's no reason why you should be preying on people. Like, you're sick. You're really sick. But anyway, thank y'all that support Ambitiously the podcast. That's amazing to me, and I'm so grateful to y'all for your love and support. Thank you. Doc had said, follow follow on all platforms. Listen, my name is Kat Lee Wu, and I definitely approve this message. I do. You should follow us on all platforms. Go listen to us on all streaming platforms. Do that. We need that love, man. I gotta do this real quick because Doc made me. Thank you, Doc, for my point. Oh no, I gotta put this on the screen before I get to that first. Thank you, Doc. I approve this message. I do. Sure. This is how we keep this thing moving. You know, we trying to move the algorithm. Like, help us out. Help us out a little bit. Just a little bit. And that's that. Let me get to these things because I got some other stuff I gotta say too. Listen, join the conversation. You can always do that by calling the number 443-551-5963, 443-551-5963. And listen, if you're calling from another country, just remember to dial 1 first and then dial the number 443-551-5963, 443-551-5963. You can also shoot us a text message. I will read it out loud on air. Or you could just drop a comment and I'll read that out loud as well. Listen, there are a million ways to contact us. There are. Look, I'm trying to type immediate gratification, which is hit us up at contact@ambitiouslyent.com, contact@ambitiouslyent.com, or you can hit us up at ambitiouslythepodcast@gmail.com as well. That's our other email address. Check out our website, www.ambitiouslyent.com, www.ambitiouslyent.com. Join our coffee community while you're over there so we can have salacious, titillating, and taboo conversations. And I could cuss whenever the fuck I feel like it. I don't have to wait for um for my good friend Doc to tell me it's go time. Like, I just want to let it go because I promise you, reading this shit, I want to let the shit go. But anyway. Much love to our residential DJ Rue KZ. He hit me up today to let me know he got some work in progress, and we'll be ready for Friday. He's an extraordinary DJ, and we appreciate him so much over here. So make sure you show the DJ some love, and let us know how you feel about the mixes that we play every Friday, because we do play them every Friday. Yeah, and if you listen, it's tax season. Y'all got until April, and then they have a few extensions, but not many. Holla at your girl. www.laboralebookkeeping.com, www.laboralebookkeeping.com. Holla at your girl, I got you. I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna hook you up. Holla at your girl. Yeah. Anyway, it's time for me to say the things that I say every night, which is mind your business. Except for Media Mondays, I tell everybody's business because I'm nosy like that. I am not gonna lie to y'all. I am nosy. The tap in, I try not to tell people's business, but sometimes it's really inevitable. Um, know that it's always warranted though, but never intentional. Never intentional, but it happens. The wiretap, as you can see, I'm definitely telling the business. Should not be a depraved, sinister, foul, disgusting, heinous, dumbass, sick ass, stupid, asshole, idiot that's diabolical. And if Doc was here, he'd say insidious. You should not be any of those things and have anything where I can pull a case or I can build a story around it because I will. I will. I absolutely will. I will. Um, Wet and Wire, that's more my business, but sometimes I switch it up and do other things on there, so don't get too stuck on that. But Cattails is my business, but other people's business too because they're included in the story. But here's the thing, I change everybody's name. So if your name is John, your name might be Adam on Cattails. But I'm going to tell the story. And the only way they'll know it's you, because I changed all of the names, is if you decide to hop in the comments and run your mouth. Then they know it's you. Like, she was talking about you. Or you decide that you want to reach out to me. And if I'm telling a story about what happened, you and I don't speak anymore. So why are you contacting me again? I don't know. But now I'm telling everybody what your real name is. You should have left me the fuck alone. That's all I'm saying. Should have left me the fuck alone. Because I changed all the names. And if Doc was on the camera right now, he would say hit dog with holla. And I would say holla bitch. Cause yeah, I'm telling the story. You shouldn't have did what you did, and there would be no reason for me to tell the story. I'm just saying. Anyway, mind your business other than that. But come here and get these stories because they're good. Listen, love your babies, hug your babies, tell your babies that they are the GOAT, the greatest of all times. They need that encouragement. That is your job. Don't leave it to somebody else to do it. You do it. You're the parent. And I don't care how old they are. Just have their back. Support them. Um, Listen, if they want to work for NASA, tell them be the best astronaut, engineer, receptionist, janitor, secretary, or whatever the hell else they do over there at NASA. I don't know. What I do know is get yourself a telescope, a good one. Requires assembly. It does come with extra lenses, scopes, beams, and if you have one like mine, an app. Put it together, take it out. Not yet, though. Not here on the East Coast. It's still looking a little crazy over here. But take it outside. And put it together, take it outside and discover some shit with your kids. You don't know what you might discover. You might discover a comet, a meteor, an asteroid. I don't know. I hope all of these things are going past you, not coming towards you, because in my mind that's so scary. Um, a planet that they say is not a planet anymore. They say it's a dormant planet or a star. I don't know what they call it these days, but in my opinion, it's always a planet. You know why? Because I had to build a solar system. And in that solar system, that planet was included. So in my mind, forever, that will be a planet. Yeah. Or you might have an encounter with a being from above or below. I don't know which way they're coming anymore. They change the direction all the time. And they might beam you up or down. And if they do, they're probably going to probe you. And so if I put this message into you already, then they already know that I don't want them to come and get me. I don't want to go unless you got a planet that's better than this planet. Then I might consider. But I don't want to go. Hell no, I won't go. I don't want to go. But I do have a neighbor who is ripe and ready for the plucking. You can come get her ass like yesterday. I've been asking y'all for a long, long time. Come get her ass. Because she be getting on my nerves. I'll tell you. But anyway, sorry. I shouldn't be like that to my neighbor. But she a pain in my ass. Yeah. If they want to work for NASCAR, tell them to be the best NASCAR driver, pit boss, pit crew member, commentator, or engineer, because they have those as well. over there. I don't know what else they do over there in NASCAR, but what I do know is that they have a need for speed, and at one point in time, boo boo, baby, the muscle car was king, and in my opinion, the muscle car is always king. You know that saying, put the pedal to the metal? They was talking about those, not the shit y'all driving today. They was talking about those kind of cars. I love metal, like metal built cars. They're amazing. Anyway, but whatever it is that they want to do, make sure you encourage them babies and you let them babies know that they are the GOAT, the greatest of all times, and have their backs and support them and try to guide them. But, let them figure some things out for themselves as well. Okay? Okay. Listen, it's time for your fair warning. It is. Sorry. Gotta get it. Gotta get it.
The following moments may contain explicit language.
Yeah, it says may, but I'm telling you that it does, because I'm about to say this so that we can all remain friends forever and ever and ever and ever. Stay in your lane. Stay the fuck in your lane. Stay the fuck out of my lane. Your lane is over there. My lane is over here. Stay the fuck in your lane. If it's meant for us to meet in the middle, then eventually it'll happen, but stay the fuck in your lane. I'm trying to tell you, jump in my lane, you're going to get something that you do not want. She is not nice. She is not sweet. She is not kind. She's quite vicious, actually. This is why people keep telling me I'm mean. I'm not mean, though. Because they keep jumping in my lane and they shouldn't be there. And then that's why you feel like I'm mean. Like, just stay out of my lane. Do not break the glass. Do not push the button. And everything will be calm, cool, and collected. Let's stay in your lane or you're going to get hurt. You don't want the roar. The roar is never good. If the roar comes out, that means some shit is about to go down. And I do not recommend at all. You don't want her. You want her. She's nice, sweet, kind, and cuddly. Yeah, she is. You hear her. She's so sweet. She's so sweet and fluffy and furry and cuddly. You want her. Plus, if you get her, you get a 2-for-1 special. And who doesn't love a good 2-for-1 special? You get her, you get an AU Big Purr, bitches. AU Big Purr. You get that. And you want that. I promise you want that. You want the purr. You want that. But you don't want the roar. The roar, leave that version of cat where she is. Do not pull her out. She don't want to be outside. She like where she at. She cool. She don't want you in her lane. Plus, what usually happens when you jump into other people's lanes is a collision. And who the fuck needs that? I don't need that for me. I don't need that for you. We don't need that for we. So just stay the fuck in your lane and everything's cool. Everything's cool. Pick and choose your battles wisely. Every battle is not a battle for you to fight, Bookie. It's not. It's really not. Some battles you gotta be like, you know what, you got that. You won. You got that. But I'm gonna live the fight. I'm gonna live the fight another day, and I'm gonna win the war. Fuck you and that little bullshit battle. You can have that. You won that. I'm gonna win the war, bitch. Some people don't get it though. They don't understand it. I'm not gonna go in on baby Caligula today. And he get on my nerves more and more every day. What I will say is, though, he lied. He definitely lied. Because he said he studied rap battles for a living. Well, you should have studied some of those who one would consider greats, who have been in rap battles a time or two in their lives. For example, these gentlemen I'm about to bring up right now, they've been in a couple, and they said that there was a war going on outside and that no man is safe from it. They said that you can run, but your bitch ass can't. They said you could. Sorry, I should stop ad-libbing. But they said you can run, but you can't hide with your bitch ass. In these streets that we done took, they said your old punk ass is walking with your head down, scared to look. They said, whore, you shook. Because ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. You scared to duck, you scared to look. I gotta stop ad-libbing. Because I added a few ad-libs in there. That is not how the song goes. But that's what they said. Basically, what they said is, fuck the battles, win the war. Fuck them battles. They don't mean shit. They don't mean a motherfucking thing. Anyway, fuck the battle, win the war. Be you. Be amazingly you. Be wonderfully you. Be authentically you. Be genuinely you. But at the end of the day, be you, baby. Remember, what they eat don't make you shit, and what you eat don't make them shit either. But perhaps they did say that they don't like the way that you talk, the way that you walk, and the way that you dress. Two of them things I wouldn't even worry about. The way you walk is the way you walk. That's how God made you. The way you dress, I even say that you're being you. You're being authentic. You got your own style. Rock with it. But the talking shit, you can shut the fuck up. You cannot file court cases for battles that you engaged in. You can not be out here making up fake ass accents. It's weak. It looks dumb. And you cannot be running your mouth because that looks stupid too. Shut the fuck up. Ah, yeah, with your bitch ass. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, with your bitch ass. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, I'm sorry. My bad. I went on a tangent again. Forgive me. Please forgive me. But I really feel this with my heart and my soul. You just not do that. Always remember, you can't make people happy. You can add to their happiness, but you cannot make people happy. That is impossible. You know why? Because happiness starts within. It does not start with other people making you happy. That's never going to work. Now, you can add to their happiness, and if they allow you to sprinkle little pixie dust on them, and when you say think happy thoughts, they start floating, great. But you can't make them happy. So if I were you, I wouldn't even try. I tried for a long time, and then I came to, that's why I'm saying the things that I'm saying, because I realized I can't make a motherfucker happy. I gotta focus on my own happiness. So no, don't I wouldn't even try if I were you. Just focus on you. And if you can, it's a bonus if you can add a little bit of happiness to somebody else's life. That's a beautiful thing. But don't go out your way trying to kill yourself, trying to make people happy. Listen, you came in this world by yourself, you're going to leave by yourself, even if you are a twin, except for those special circumstances that we do not like to speak of because we are not doctors. I don't know how those work. But if y'all came out separately, you're gonna go by yourself. You came in by yourself, you're gonna leave by yourself, baby. So focus on you. And listen, no matter how much you try to fix whatever it is that they nitpick about, and trust me, they be nitpicking. I don't care if you try to fix it, tweak it. I don't know, but you're not going to. You know why? Because they'll find something else to fuck to complain about. Fuck that shit. I tell y'all all the time, Misery, that bitch loves company, and she not my kind of company. I don't keep her kind of company. I don't like her kind of people around me, so I tell that bitch all the time, get back, bitch. I don't deal with your kind over here, and I recommend that you do the same because if you don't, that miserable bitch is just gonna keep hanging around for no reason, just wasting your space and time and energy. Nah, don't do that. Lastly, dream big, dream so big that your dreams exceed the universe, baby. And then I hope it hops into another dimension, and then once you realize and visualize the dream, because you can realize it in your head, but you gotta see the vision. Gotta see the vision. Once you realize and visualize the dream, plan to execute because that's the only way it's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen just with the vision. You feel me? Like you have to put the work in. Okay, that's necessary, very necessary. And yeah, don't let nobody tell you you can't do it. Plan to execute, and then put it into motion, and then and then and then I mean, remember that I believe in you, and I hope you believe in yourself too, because you gotta have faith in yourself. That's the only way it happens. Also, plan to execute, have faith in yourself. Yeah, yeah. This is a lot. These files are a lot. So mm, just let me know what y'all think. Is this the beginning of the end for the untouchables, or is the system just performing transparency while the real players stay protected? Hit me up on the socials. Text the show. The line is 443-551-5963, 443-551-5963. I am Kat Lee Wu, and this has been The Wiretap. Remember to stay ambitious, stay woke, and keep your receipts. I love y'all. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. And if you are going to get in trouble, make sure you got a hell of a lawyer because you're going to need them. And then, just be easy. Everything don't require drama, y'all. I love y'all. I gotta get up out of here. It is trash night. Gotta get the trash out of here. But I will see y'all on Friday for the Fire Mix. Make sure you tune in. Good night, y'all.
Oh.